gonna tell you we can back up at the end of the video. What? On and off. Is it lit?
I can retake that.
Oh, you retake it, strong boys. You got shit face. Yeah, se pen ring is getting in. Every time. Strong boys. Show me how lit that is. Oh, that one's fire. That's the wine. Huh? Not explode like confetti. But then you're like, it's just like, no. I'll do it. It's fine. I'll do it myself. Do it right now.
delegates, faculty advisors, and honorable guests. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to 24th Annual Secondary Schools United Nations Symposium. My name is David Cavey, and I am the President and Chief Executive Officer of RSM Inc., which is informally perhaps better known as the International Relations Student Association of McGill. We are the umbrella organization that encompasses a wide variety of prerogatives, goals, and missions. But most importantly, we are the group that hosts SSUNS each and every year. We would like to acknowledge that we are currently on traditional territory of the Gahaga Indigenous people, a place that long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst nations, a tradition practice that will be continued this weekend. So on behalf of the RSM directors, our organization, and the McGill community, we welcome you to Montreal for what I am confident will be an extraordinary weekend. We also hope you navigate the cities from friend destruction successfully. In addition to McGill, our student group, RSM is also a federally incorporated not-for-profit corporation and NGO. Alongside SSUNS, RSM hosts the McGill United Nations Assembly, a similar conference for college students each January. RSM also encompasses the McGill delegation team, which competes across the northeastern seaboard on the North American Collegiate Circuit, a college team equivalent to your team this weekend. We also publish the McGill International Review, which serves as a platform for students to engage in international relations through online and print. This is our media outlet, which will be publishing many articles from your committees this weekend. So keep an eye on all of our student journalists running about conference. But what we feel really sets apart farther by our firms and NGOs around the world is our special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. RSM is not the only student group at McGill with status, but it is also the only student-run, university-affiliated organization in the world with this status. So as RSM delegation of McGill students to the United Nations headquarters in New York City to attend the Commission for Social Development and the Economic Status of Women, where we partner with international NGOs and meet ambassadors from countries around the world. As a whole, our mission is to offer a neutral forum for students to express their interests in international affairs and the United Nations. It is this shared passion that we are brought together for SSUNS this weekend. Whether SSUNS is the first or 21st all-UN conference, over the weekend you have the opportunity to engage in stimulating debate that will not only strengthen your understanding of international issues, but will also further develop your ability to work and negotiate with others. Key skills that need as future leaders in a world that is ever-changing and increasingly uncertain. The SSUNS Secretariat, ISIS, and hundreds of staff members have worked tirelessly to organize an unforgettable weekend for each and every one of you in this room. Without them, this weekend would not be possible. So without further ado, please rise and join me in welcoming your 2016 SSUNS Secretariat. Now remain standing the national anthem sung from the throne. And upon completion of the anthem, please remain standing for a moment of silence for remembrance.
And making friends. Through the course of this weekend, taking on various roles, from diplomats to politicians, and NFL representatives to literary characters, and honing your teamwork, public speaking skills, self-confidence along the way.
With that, to introduce you to this area that we're very hard to pass time on this week is happening. First off, our Secretary General, Pat.
Harris, Undersecretary of Finance. Sheldon Bernard, Undersecretary of Information Technology. Christopher Billion, Director of Public Relations. Deputy Public Relations. For Deputy Public Relations. Next Dr. General. Megan Keenan, Deputy USG Father Walker Stewart, Deputy USG Specialized Agency. USG Crisis. So this year, the official secretary program is UNICEF. UNICEF is the United Nations National Children's Emergency Fund. McGill's UNICEF is the biggest chapter of Canada. And I like to welcome the external McGill's for UNICEF. Beautiful fellow delegates. There is about 1,500 of you assemblies. Imagine that you represent the population. 195 girls, which is 30% of you, would not be able to pay all right. 8% of the boys, neither. 225 of you would not have access to clean water. 175 of you would live with $2 for the rest of the life. 1,155 of you would not have shelter, but 345 of you would not. Finally, 225 of you would not be able to attend school. But it has been proven that if this number of kids out of increase, then all the other numbers would decrease. Improving education improves every other quality of life indicator. Yet it's true that 230 million children are out of school, which is more than the population of Philippines. I would like to remind you, even though it's not a developed country, why education is so important and why we should fight for it. Education gives people the tools to be self-reliant and independent. A single year of education in developing countries can increase the population rate by 10%. Being enrolled in school reduces the chances of being preyed upon by human trafficking, child labor, and early marriage or pregnancy. A more educated society is a less biased society. Education more importantly by decreasing the spread of infectious disease. Child born with educated women are exponentially less likely to die on malnutrition. Each additional year of mathematical education helps reduce child mortality rates by 2%. This is why international organizations such as UNICEF are fighting to bring everyone in the world with education. Education is important not only for the country, but for every population on Earth and every population's well-being. Every year, UNICEF choose the emergency fund where our money is going to. After raising $16,700 Syria last year, which should focus on Yemen. What is happening in Yemen is really unknown compared to the Syria crisis. There has been ongoing political in Yemen years now. A civil war as the country is divided between the south and the north. Moreover, I have been fighting for political turmoil to take action and conduct attacks on the ground. Now, 2022 Yemen government are battlegrounds. Due to violence and the closure of schools, more than 350,000 children were under education past year, bringing the total out of children in Yemen over 2 million. Because as I told you, education is key, and when all was falling apart, like this thing in the last year and the last days, you should empower educated and brilliant people as well to be part of the change better, safer, and equal world. We're really proud to be your child again, and we want to come on your support and help. Thank you. UNICEF and for being with us today. In addition to UNICEF, we would like to shout out University, the University of Saskatchewan, the Bishop University, and my title sponsor, University College. Our name is SSUNS. You can visit our sponsors as well as another number of universities and NGOs at our SSUNS which happens after the opening ceremony up to 1995.
SSUNS is also the active resolution of CRC and can publish current points from this weekend. Our official handle for Downtown is @SSUNS_official and our official Facebook is official SSUNS. Our hashtag across this weekend, #SSUNS2016. There's a Snapchat as well as social media contest going across this weekend, and our director is going to go to the meeting and explain it.
Also, for the first time ever, SSUNS live stream, live stream a number of these throughout the weekend.
It's now time for a performance of the evening. Gautam Krishnaraj and Akhil Alam will be performing spoken word for us tonight. We'd like to invite him to the stage.
Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, below. She remembers feeling, searing memory night after change. Her explanation stopped trial by fire, sky, village was taken. School, the hospital, her home, her heart, ablaze. Left, right, left, right, left, for dead. This time fire came above, twisted world, how was not below, each blow another building, school crumbled, again, she walked. Left, right, left, up to her. What's left of our world needed more. Other mother no longer respond. The more deafening silence was left. Right, left, right. What's left of our world needs her too. For a top her shoulders lies the weight on her way down on her way home. As she walked by the school where all the boys were, she was the one with wonder. I cannot help but wonder with her. For a top of her shoulders lies potential, the power of our people with purpose. She must reach for the backpack rather than buckets. I will always reach her for all she wanted was cross her T's and dot her I's. She was forced to me with tears in her eyes. She knew they could not hold her down forever.
Your generation's way of doing this is what the world needs. So I'm encouraging you to be young leaders today, and perhaps to grab the nettle of leadership earlier than your generation did, because we do need you. So I'd like to read characteristics from my research about today's what today these characteristics tend to have. First, the world needs to work together more collaboratively than we have in the past. The problems we have like change are just so big. Government cannot solve it by themselves. Business cannot solve it. Business is great on having a laser focus on getting results, making things happen. But again, they're focused too much on a narrow set of priorities. We also need NGOs, and those NGOs bring that sense of empathy and real understanding that business lacks, government lacks at times. So to solve these big problems my generation are facing are ones government, business, NGOs work together the way they have in the past. We've got to learn collaborative. When we think about the careers that you might have, it's going to be different than my generation. Where I worked 5 years, I worked for Miguel, a relatively employer in a longer life. Your generation will just ahead of millennials are tending to have multiple jobs, multiple companies, multiple careers. And actually, it's a great strength to complain about it. Because you're going to learn what governments look, businesses look, what's the agenda. You're going to get a more nuanced view. I think that's very important. Because we need to collaborative solve these big problems. Now, another thing beyond being part is to seize diversity and very much value it. And I think this is something your generation is particularly good at. When we think of diversity, we think gender diversity, we think about racial diversity. But we're moving beyond not that race and gender aren't terribly important. And it's something that I hope your life brings me irrelevant. When I was young, growing up in Toronto, Canadians were largely European ancestry myself. Today, any race is without hesitation, without any caveat. Prime Minister just said very well. When he was Syrian refugees to Canada from airport recently. I'll quote from Prime Minister Trudeau. That is something that we're able to do in this country because we define it not by skin color or by language or a background, but as a set of values, aspirations, hopes, and dreams that are not just Canadians, people around the world share those values. This is Canada based on our better moments. And I think that's where we need to go. Too often, young black men, particularly are filled by simply crime of being well black. And that is something that is evil. And we need to change society. So I hope that the way where race simply does not matter. That's my hope. That's my future. Better moments than it does in the big city. Set an example. Love that. But ask my non-white friends better than I would. Experience their times, I'm sure. But we're thinking beyond these. One year I'm looking at the idea of ambiverts and extroverts. I don't know. Have you heard those terms? Have you heard ambivert? Okay, that's the audience picture part. It's over now. Enjoy it. So we look at it. What are the strengths that they have? And I think over 200 CEOs. The literature suggests leaders are like people like me, like the front, that are very comfortable. I guess like Dave as well. That are very comfortable in the center of attention. But we see that introverts, about 30% of executives at big companies are introverts. And we see that introverts have great strengths that we didn't recognize in the past, but they have wonderful strengths. They tend to be better at listening than extroverts. They tend to actually think before they say something. Your mother and father probably didn't do that. Mine did. I didn't pay much attention. And introverts don't need the center of attention. They like to put the spotlight on someone else. What actually is that great leadership, where The interesting thing is when I talk to CEOs to get an organization, spend more time listening, less time talking, and more time focusing on other people and being servant leaders. So something where in ambiverts as well, and so to not leave my fellow extroverts out. Some of the strengths of extrovert is that we energize better moment. We bring some real enthusiasm. We also bring a lot of ideas. So what we need is that introverts and extroverts working together. As an extrovert, I love having introverts on my team because they bring value and improve my leadership. But I also work for an introvert. She brings to my life as well. Though she needs to learn how to work with me. And it's both like the other. Claude Mongeau, runs CM coming from Montreal. He says when he gets to office, he puts on a game face and acts like an extrovert. So what I've argued is when I leave my office, I need to put on my game face and act like a better leader. And this is one of the messages your generation gets. We need to learn humbly from each other. It's not just run. It's not just all sorts of people. So we're thinking about diversity a little bit different in the past. Now the third point I'd like to touch on briefly is lifelong learning. Now I understand your high thought of being in school life is a horrifying one. But I'm sure you'll maybe a master's. But what it is that you need these days to be constantly wanting to learn. That's because the world is so much in business, the other sector. You can't base it on what you did. Teachers learned 10 or 15 years ago. The world's so moving. It's this constant lifelong learning. We have the general manager next to join us in class by Skype. She's in her early 40s, has 3 kids, runs one of the companies Tesla in Mexico. She absolutely lights up when she talks about learning. And she's been at Walmart, she's been at one of the big friends companies as well as Harper stores in Mexico. She loves to learn. And she's going to leave her job if she stops learning. That's in today's world. That desire to learn. You don't know a different world. I remember a different world. Learning is central. And learning how to learn is what you need to do. And it's something I'm excited that when I'm my high stage, I'll still be learning. I'll still be pushing myself to go forward. One final thought I'd share with you is that when I was your age, many might just one way. It was from the older person to me, 99% of the time. Today we have reverse mentoring, where I have 5 undergraduates who are 2021. So a little bit older, not much. We're 35% of the time, they're reverse mentoring me. They're teaching me things. Now, an obvious social media. So Jeff taught me and all this as well. And that's a great experience. His learning is from that beyond that. Because you teach older people a lot of things. About working collaboratively, about not worried about racism or race, not worried about gender. There are profound lessons that you understand better than my generation that you reverse mentor us about. So this is what we do as high school students, respectfully. But go on to start mentoring your parents, teachers, and your professors. Because we need to learn from you to improve our game. And you absolutely can do it. So we talked about today three things that are the future of leadership, and you guys have it in spades. We need greater collaboration between governments and NGOs because of the problems we face. And as business small we need to accelerate our learning and commit to being lifelong learners. Because the world just moves faster and faster. Uber. We have the CEO Uber class for Quebec. And Uber is evolving monthly here in Montreal. Airbnb, I don't know if they use that, but it continues to evolve at an enormous rate. That's what we hear. You've got to be willing to learn. A degree of humility. We also need to embrace diversity. Things like extroverts and introverts. You can't look at tell. You might be able to tell that more challenging than it used to be. And you can generally gender, but not always. But when it comes to things like introverts and extroverts, you need to get to know someone. You need to spend time with them, really understand. It takes more work. It's not yes, the task of leadership to you. But you need leaders than your parents' generation. Because you have things we need. And again, this is the first generation saying that with absolute confidence that it's true. Peter Jennings, a great American journalist, talked about great-grandparents who fought in World War II, who called the silent generation. He called them America's greatest generation. I guess I'm broadly in that. I would argue you guys have the potential to be America's generation. Skipping my generation, skipping your parents' generation, I might be, and coming to you. I think you have that potential. If you reach and help solve the problem, things like climate, racism, poverty, the many big things we're facing. You have that potential, but again, whether you live up to it, you won't know 40 years. I hope to be around to see how it's going. We need your leadership. The world leadership sooner than your parents. We need you to start leaning in. Be great young ladies, respectful people, represent us, help us go forward. This is a great thing. You have this conference. The world needs you. The world seems screwed up at times. It seems uncertain. Hard for you to understand as your teachers. It does. This is a different world. We need to work together. We need you. Absolutely. You are our future. It's not far out.
Thank you, Dr. for your wise words. With that, we'd like to introduce talented super users responsible for putting together this incredible conference and kept all of us going with hard work, inspiration, perseverance, as well as more humor. We'd like to welcome to the stage our Secretary General, Patrick Burrow, and thank him once again for guiding us for the incredible leader. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Dear delegates, it is an absolute pleasure to stand here before you and welcome all of the SSUNS 2016. I've been a part of SSUNS 3 years now, and nothing gives me greater hope in this world than to see all of you still in the high school, and yet with such big dreams and ambition. In a world divisive means fear sometimes takes center stage. It is all of you. Yes, you. Emerging young leaders that have the power to truly bring much needed fresh air. SSUNS was created with a simple idea in mind: to foster today's youth to tomorrow's leaders. I hope you keep this motto in mind as we start off the weekend. Because really, that is the optimal goal. This is what my team and I for you from you to take what is the best weekend ever experienced and internalize energy, innovation, beauty that is formed like-minded individuals decide to work together, present a united front. I want you all to say yes. I am here. I am ready. I am the present, and I am the future, and I will leave a legacy behind the best possible way. This weekend, I urge you to discover your definition of leadership, and to be open to the idea that great leaders are not Sheryl Sandberg or the Mark Zuckerbergs of this world. You do not have to check off predefined list of socially accepted criteria. If anything, being a leader is about embarking on tumultuous road and asking the questions that no one else dares to ask. It's about questioning the status quo and asking the question and working towards a more egalitarian, socially just society. It's about being confident, ability to lead, and to be part of a team, regardless of your gender, your ethnicity, or your socioeconomic status. By embracing the intersection of diversity, and changing ideas parallel to the changing world. You have been given the utmost opportunity studying, working, living in a society rapidly shifting. It is your responsibility to make